my name is Seti and welcome back to another tips and tricks with AppsEvents and Acer. AppsEvents.com, your place to find tips and tricks that you can use in the classroom. So let's add another one to it. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Google Classroom, and I'm going to share with you 5 tips to really help you make the most of using Google Classroom during this academic year. Here I have a demo class and I'm going to open up my demo class. Now the first tip for Google Classroom is to think about your naming conventions. What are you going to use for the various assignments and resources as their title? I would highly recommend that you use a structured approach. So you can number your assignments. As you can see here in the example, I number my assignments 001, first task. And this will help to make sure that everything is clearly structured. And as these assignments are completed, they are ticked off in order and you can keep track of it by just looking at the assignment numbers. So here in my classwork page, you will see I have the 001 first week back. Now this is as easy as clicking on Create, Assignment, and then in the title at the top, adding that numbering. Now you can also add emojis or other characters to your titles to really make it more interesting. So if you want to add an emoji, say that I want to add an emoji here, well, I can add the following emoji to my title. Having that number there at the start of my title will make sure that when it's ordered alphabetically, it is still in the correct place. And then tip number 2 is use the topics function within Google Classroom and plan out which topics you are going to be using. If your classroom has multiple subjects, then maybe those topics can align with the subjects. If your classroom is a single subject, then maybe those topics reflect different units you're teaching. Now, in order to create a topic, there are 2 places where you can do that. You can either go to the Create button and then at the bottom add a topic right there. Or as you are creating your assignment on the right-hand side, you can add a new topic by clicking on Create Topic. I would highly recommend that you create all your topics ahead of time, not as you're creating assignments, because that way you can make sure that you're not making any spelling mistakes, or maybe a lowercase and uppercase gets switched up in those topics. So create your topics and then start adding in assignments. And tip number 3 is a follow-up from tip number 2, is create a separate topic specifically for notes or resources or things that you want your students to have access to. So let's go ahead and do that together. I'm going to click on Create and I'm going to create a new topic. And this topic will be the resources. So I'm going to create a resources topic and add this. Now, as you can see, the resources topic is right here, but let's just assume that we've added a whole bunch of different topics here, and for some reason, resources is all the way down at the bottom of my page. Well, a good thing here is that we can always click on those 3 dots and then we can move it up or down on the page. So here you can see PSHE is at the top. Well, I'm going to move my resources up to the top so that our students always see our resources right there at the top of their classwork page. Tip number 4, think about how you are using your comments. Now there are 3 ways that we can make comments and share these with our students. We have class comments, private comments, and then also comments that are left on their specific work. So let's go ahead and have a look at all 3. Here I've already assigned some work to our students, and so let's go ahead and open up this assignment. I'm going to click on View Assignment. Here I can see we have 2 students that have been assigned this work, and as I click on these students' names, I can leave them private comments. So here, for example, I can leave a private comment to Demo Student 1. Please complete the work. These comments can only be viewed by that student and yourself. None of the other students will see this. However, if I go to the instructions page of this assignment, and here I have a class comment, this can be seen by every student that has been assigned this assignment. So this is a great way of giving a little bit of extra information or maybe some reminders. Please make sure you hand this in by next week. This comment will be seen by all students. Now, as I mentioned before, there is a 3rd type of comment, and that is the comment on their work. This is the commenting that we've been doing whenever we're collaborating on documents. So let's go ahead and open up a different assignment here. We have a different assignment here. This was a slideshow that I asked them to work on. So what I can do is I can open up their work, and they've already handed this in. So let's go ahead and have a look at what they've done. Okay, they haven't changed anything here on this first slide. Well, I can always go in, right click on this and leave a comment inside the document. This is great when you're marking or grading their work and you need reminders of which page they made mistakes on, or which question had a mistake, or maybe you want something to be reviewed by your students. Well, you can leave that right here within the file. So please add your own title. Add your own title. And now this has become part of that document. They will be notified of this. I can also add another private comment. This is private to the assignment, but not on their document. Or I can go to the next slide and just keep adding in more comments. And then tip number 5 will really speed up leaving comments, grading, marking their assignments. That is to use a comment bank. So let's say that I'm in here and I'm having to use the same comment over and over again. Please review, please review. Well, let's go ahead and add that. I'm going to right click, add a comment, and I'm going to say, please review this section. Okay, let's say that I'm going to have to type this 25th. Let's say I'm going to have to use this same comment multiple times. Well, what I can do is after I've left the comment, I can click on those 3 dots and I can add it to my comment bank. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to add it to my comment bank. There we go. This has now been added to a comment bank that I can access in the future. That comment bank can be viewed here on the right hand side by clicking on the comment bank item. Now you can see I have a lot of comments here that I've already added. You can always manually add more by clicking on add to bank, and you can pull this up later. So here, for example, we have a comment that I use fairly frequently that says more information is needed. Well, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's say that this slide, I would like them to add more information. Well, I can go in, I can right click and go to that comment. And now before I do anything else, I'm going to type the hashtag symbol. Let's type hashtag, and this pulls up my comment bank. So I'm going to say, okay, well, I need add more detail, more information is needed, and comment. Done. We can go to another slide. So let's go to the pink slide. Let's say that I want to use that same comment again. Well, I can right click comment. And again, using the hashtag, I can find all my previously saved comments. And those are 5 tips to make the most out of Google Classroom. This was another tips and tricks with AppsEvents and Acer. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.